Let's see. This hand is not very exciting, but this is what Jeweled Scarab's here for, so we can curve out, like, even if it's a bad hand. Um, Mirror Entity and Bluegill Warrior probably are not going to be worth keeping for us, so we'll put those back. And we have this, so we can, have a 2 and a turn 2 and a turn 3 play, even if our other cards are bad. And I think here we will actually just not play it because we can have a Huge Toad instead. We can go Huge Toad into Imp Master, into Aspirant, into Jeweled Scarab, and then play the 3-drop the same turn. Or we could play this as a 5-mana play as well. So either one of those are a decent option. I don't think our Death Rattle can hit this because our Huge Toad will trigger before this does because it came into play first, which is a little bit disappointing. So here we need to decide if we want to play the Imp Master and use up all our mana, or if we want to power this turn. And we're going to play the Imp Master just so that we're not... It'll be awkward sitting in our hand otherwise. So unfortunately we don't get to remove his 2/1, but it can we can hit it with either one of these creatures. He'll power our Imp maybe if he wants to use up and do a power on turn 3, but then that's a weak play from him. So he may just hit face and let us trade something for this. He probably will not just want to put damage on the Imp Master. That seems like kind of a bad attack from him, so we wouldn't. He likely wouldn't do that. Oh, well, that's pretty good. So we'll be able to finish this off now. So that's really not a big deal. We've basically traded our 2-drop for a 3-drop, and we've traded our 3-drop for another 3-drop. So this is fine. We also we could just use the power on this and play the Scarab now. That gives us a 3-mana card in hand, but a weaker board. So we can have a couple of 1/1s out, or we can have a 3/5. And I think it's better to just have the more powerful card in play, and we can save the Jeweled Scarab for like later in the game. We might play this on turn 6 at this point because we're probably going to run out the Pit Fighter next turn. We get a little bit of a sort of card advantage out of using our power, but it leaves us with a weaker board. And this early in the game, the goal is just to get board control. So there we get to trade our 4-drop for a 2, and he powers that turn. So that's trading. Our card is trading down, but I think it's all right. And if we do this, then our turn 6 is going to look like we're probably just playing this 4-drop and one of our 2s and not using the power. We could also play the 4-drop and power here, and then next turn play the 5 and power. But we'll just play Pit Fighter. Our opponent might fireball this if they don't have anything to really develop their board with. This isn't great for us because we really would rather trade a small creature for this thing. We could possibly get a burn spell with this. We could get Forgotten Torch again. I guess we don't have that many plays we can make here, so we'll do this. This is fine. And we do miss on a burn spell. Murloc War Leader probably isn't going to do anything for us. We don't have any Murlocs we want to pump. If this creature had Death Rattle, then we could play this thing because it'd be a 3/4 and he'd have to hit it. So it's like, do we want the taunt that's kind of small, or do we want a mind control tech that we might never get any use out of? Because he might not just never have 4 creatures out at once. We'll take the mind control tech, and we'll let our opponent make the trade here. This might be enough incentive for our opponent to send the 6/3 into our 2/6. They probably will just hit our 5/6. Oh, no, they're going for it. So this way we can use the power to finish this thing off. And that's probably a fireball. Yeah. We could use the power, or we could use our 1/1 to finish this. Oh, there's the torch. That would have been nice the turn before. We don't want to play our 6/3 because his 3/2 is just going to kill it. So we're going to end up playing our... Let's see, we can't torch this thing. If we power this, we have 5 mana. We could play a 2 and a 3, but then we're not getting the battle cry. So we're probably just going to use our 1/1 on this and play a 5/9. This gets the largest cost card out of our hand, too, so it lets us have more options the next turn. Oh, excellent. Now we can... None of these are really very good, but we will get to steal one with our mind control tech. So that's good that we get to actually get some use out of this thing. We got the worst one, but what are you going to do? Our torch... Still, it would be nice if it killed something, but it doesn't here. So we will hit the 4/4 for sure. This is going to get powered, and this is probably going to trade here. The 3/2 will trade with our 3/3. This might be the point in the game where we want to start making use of our power. Because this turn we could play this guy, and then we have we can either play the ship's cannon or we can use our power on something. And let's put the damage on this creature. That way, just like if we need to do 2 to it with this, if we need to do this next turn, we can hit his 2/3 with our 2/3 and finish it with the power. It just gives us a few options for how we can finish this thing off. Oh, he's got 2 copies of Polymorph Boar in his deck, which I guess that's fine. I mean, it seems like it's worked out fairly well for him. Like, he's using it in as a smart way for that card. So I guess that's good for the opponent. Here we are going to remove this so we can put our 6/3 out now. And we probably want the Blizzard here. Ice Block is like not really what you want to do in Arena. Spellbender might be good, but I don't think it's got the power level of Blizzard, because like Spellbender will protect. He won't play any pump spells. Like if we're playing against a Paladin, the Spellbender is going to be really good, because if they play Blasting of Kings, you end up with like a 5/8 or 5/7. But this opponent, it's basically just going to be counterspell, because they're going to like play a fireball and it'll hit our Spellbender. And none of our creatures are that valuable at this point, so we'll just take the sweeper that can finish them off here, and we'll hit this so we don't have to use up our flame cannon, and just play the 2/3 out now. So it would be nice to have some more creatures in hand, because it's going to be hard to put pressure on our opponent with this bunch, but I don't think it was worth using the flame cannon to keep our 2/3 in play. Here we'll see if Flame Juggler does some good work and hits this guy. If not, we're just going to power it anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But we'll use up the flame cannon here and shoot that. We get 4 damage in, so it's not a lot of pressure that we're putting on right now, but it does mean we have we've got the board presence here, and we've got some like removal for a backup plan. This is probably not going to do a whole lot for us. I suppose we could use it here. We could we may not want to use the Blizzard yet, but we do want to try to keep these creatures alive. We actually want to get this guy out too, but his discount isn't going to matter here. Maybe we can, if we Blizzard, and I don't think we want the Blizzard here. We could use the Seal of Light. We could Torch. That's 3, 5, 6, 7, and we can kill the Fen Creeper. It's 7 mana, and then this costs 1 less. Hmm. Sorry, that was I needed to just do the play there. I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but it did. So we did manage to clear the opponent's board, and get this out. So it's unfortunate that we're down on cards right now. Our opponent has several in hand, and we've only got this one creature in play. But yeah, that's pretty bad for us. Now they've got the snow chugger that they can start hitting with. I don't know if that was the best use of Blizzard, but I did want to remove the Fen Creeper there. So our burn may not be enough to finish this game off, but we'll go ahead and try. And that's, I think, fine just to use the torch, because otherwise we're going to have to like use it again later. And this way we might draw the second one. Uh-oh. Well, we've got Fireball for that, so it's a good thing that we've drawn this right now. If our opponent has like arcane missiles, or this guy, it's a good reason to for him to play something like this. Well played. At this point, we're really just playing whatever we top deck here, so it's not a very good position for us, because we're not ahead on life, and our opponent's got the extra options of cards they can play. Oh, there's Elise, so we'll get the map to the Golden Monkey. The reason we're using the power on the face here instead of this creature is that we're out of burn spells in our deck, except for the Forgotten Torch, and or the 6 damage torch, and we're not. This is gonna kill us before we can ping it down with our power. So there's no point in hitting this with the power. We may as well just hit face with it, even though could be just because we need to find a different way to remove it, or we're gonna die. Get back, she says. Get out of here, says Elise. So that thing gave him 2 spells, which is pretty nice. That was a good time rewinder for this opponent. Well, that guy's not very good, but Knife Juggler is. Knife Juggler is just fine. Oh, our Juggler. Maybe we'll hit the Knife Juggler with this. Can we do it? Oh, Treacherous Flame Juggler. Here we will ping the Knife Juggler, because he may not want to make this trade, and then we get to ping this again next turn if he chooses not to trade. Uh-oh. Well, we've probably lost this one. And let's see, we can hit this, we can freeze this, and kill this. We take 4, go down to 3, and he probably has burn for us. But we'll see.
Well played.
And that'll do it. That game kind of shows how how important it can be in Arena to have card advantage, because we did have board control for a lot of that game, but then ended up like we ran out of creatures in play, and our opponent had some good things that they used to keep cards in hand, where we were not able to do that. So they like at the end of the game, or towards the end of the game, they the board was like empty on both sides, but they had 4 cards in hand to our one. Um, so it's like you kind of it's a there's definitely some balancing that you have to do between like being aggressive and controlling the board, but also having plays for the long game. And that last opponent ended up doing that better than we did. So here's a pretty bad pack, and hope you enjoyed watching this. There will be more of these in the future, I hope.